Hi, welcome to Marker Board Videos. My name is Nancy Foote, and today's video, the next in our Math in Minutes series, is how to solve one-step inequalities that deal with just addition and subtraction. And folks, these are the easiest problems you're going to solve when it comes to inequalities. So let's go ahead and get started. U plus 3 is less than 4. The way I recommend you solve these is you simply pretend like it's an equal sign. And actually, I like to rewrite it with an equal sign. You don't have to, but I rewrite it with an equal sign. I pretend like that's not even there right now. To solve this is easy. I've been doing that for months, and so should you. You know how to do that. U equals 4 minus 3 is 1. But I'm not done yet because I have to ask myself, did I multiply or divide by a negative number? I did not. And since that's the case, this inequality is going to go back in exactly the same way it was above. Stays exactly the same. And that's my answer. It's really important that you ask yourself, did I multiply or divide by a negative number? Now you'll notice I subtracted a number, but that is not multiplying or dividing by a negative number. We're going to do 4 problems today. That was problem number 1. Here's the second one. Y plus 2 is greater than or equal to negative 1. Again, seriously, try it my way and just put a little equal sign in there. Solve this. So to solve this, the opposite of addition is subtraction. I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. Y equals negative 1 minus 2. Same sign, so I'm going to add them, and I'm going to keep the sign. So y is equal to negative 3. I'm not done. This is an inequality. Did I multiply or divide by a negative number? No. Therefore, my inequality, which looks just like this, is going to look absolutely identical right down here. I do not change the direction. I don't flip it. I just leave it exactly the way it is. I did not multiply or divide by a negative number. Now, sometimes the equations that you're given look a bit more complicated, but you're really good at solving equations, so you know it's not going to be a problem to solve it if you pretend like it's an equal sign. It's that danged inequality that tends to get people all messed up, but don't let it. Also, I want you to know that the variable is not always on the left side, nor does it have to be. If you're going to make a mistake, it's because you're trying to keep the variable on the left side, and that's going to confuse you and everybody else. So my recommendation is leave the variable where it is. In this case, it's on the right side of the equation. I'm going to leave it there. Now, if your teacher tells you otherwise, please follow what your teacher says and not what I say, but there's no reason for the variable to always be on the left side. I know with my students, when they make mistakes, that's where it is. So let's go ahead and use our process for solving this. We're going to make that an equal sign. Again, it's just pretend. It's just in our minds so that we can manipulate things a little better. So I have minus 13. I'm going to add 13 to both sides. And again, if you're still struggling with positive and negative numbers, integer operations, go back and rewatch that video. It's going to make things so much easier for you. Negative 18 plus 13, they have different signs, so I'm going to subtract. 18 minus 13 is 5. And since 18 is bigger, I'm going to keep the sign on the 18. In this case, it's a negative. So negative 5 equals r. Now I'm not done yet. This is an inequality, so I have to go back and look right up here. Did I multiply or divide by a negative number? Nope. And in fact, guess what? In this video and in these kinds of problems, you're not going to do that at all. So I'm going to bring my inequality sign down exactly as it stands right there. Now, if you move your r to the other side, you will have to flip your inequality. It's really important that the r is on the greater than sign of the inequality. So make it easy on yourself. Just don't move it. Just leave it on the right side. There is no rule in mathematics that says a variable has to be on the left side. But if that's where your teacher wants it, that's a different story. Most teachers don't. They realize that it doesn't make a difference. Let's do one last problem. And again, this is true whether your numbers are big or little, whether you have whole numbers, decimals, or fractions. In this case, we have d minus 124 is less than 502. We're going to rewrite it with an equal sign instead of an inequality. I'm going to solve it just like I always do. The opposite of subtraction is addition. So I'm going to add 124 to both sides, and I'm going to get d equals 626. I'm not done because it's an inequality. I go back to here, and I have to ask myself, did I multiply or divide by a negative number? No, I did not. So before I tell my teacher my answer, I've got to put that inequality back in. It's got to be exactly the same direction as it was before. D is less than 626. If you have any problems or questions with inequalities or anything else really related to algebra, please send me an email or leave a comment in the section below and I'll get back to you. Thanks and have a good day.